Hey guys, welcome back to BCMN Bracketology. Today we're going to be going over Joe Lunardi's most recent bracket and making picks for those. Thank you guys so much for the overwhelming support on our previous video. We got a bunch of comments, likes, and subscriptions. We really love those subs, and but most importantly, we love those comments. We really love answering them and replying to you guys on what we think and what you guys think. It's okay if you disagree with us. We love debates. So right off the bat, we're just going to get started in the bracket. Today's going to be a shorter video because yesterday we went pretty in-depth because we took a little break. So we're going to take the Zags right away.
Yeah, next we have Loyola, Chicago, Maryland. I can see, since Maryland lost to Northwestern last night, I could see Loyola, Chicago winning. But we think that's just a fluke, and Maryland's still going to win.
Yeah, we're pretty high on Maryland still, even after that loss. So next we got Colorado, Xavier, Boise State. Xavier and Boise State both underperforming recently. Not really those tournament teams. They looked much better a couple weeks ago. Colorado, on the other hand, they're getting more complete as the tournament goes on, and I think they're going to be a scary team.
Next, we got Texas, UCSB. Texas has been really good. We do think they're going to win tonight against Oklahoma. So, in either way, even if they lose it, it'll be close, and they're going to beat UCSB.
Yeah, I really think that Texas-Oklahoma game is going to be a great game in general. I think if they lose, they're barely going to lose. And I think they're going to win by like 5-7. So it's going to be a close one. Next, we got Wisconsin, Georgia Tech. Don't like either team right now. Georgia Tech's not looking great. I am not high on Wisconsin as of right now. But this 6-11 matchup, I think if Wisconsin were to play any other 11 seed, it wouldn't be that close. I think the 11 seed would actually pull it off. So I'm going to go the 6 seed Wisconsin, but I could see a different 11 seed beating them.
Next, we got West Virginia, Southern Utah. West Virginia has still looked great, even with that loss against Baylor. They're easily going to win this game.
Yeah, so now we got Tennessee, North Carolina. Tennessee, both teams actually coming off of pretty bad losses. Tennessee, even worse, though, than North Carolina. North Carolina, most recently, has been able to prove themselves against they just beat Florida State. They just lost recently, but I still think Tennessee is just falling apart as of right now for the tournament.
Yeah. All right, next we got Houston, Grand Canyon. Houston. We'll get into that later.
Yeah, so next we got Illinois, Texas State, or Wagner, Illinois.
Yeah, next we got Florida, Uconn. I'm high on both these teams. I could see either of them winning. I think fully healthy. I don't know if they are. Pretty sure they're not. I think fully healthy Florida will win, but right now Uconn will win.
Yeah, Uconn, their guard talent's been incredible recently with Booknight and the other guys. Yeah, I think they're just going to be able to beat that size of Florida. Next, we got Creighton, Wichita State. Creighton's coming off of a couple losses, not a really bad one against Villanova, but a bad one before that. Wichita State, on the other hand, coming off of a COVID break after they were on a 5-game win streak. Now they're on a 6-game win streak. They looked incredible. They're shooting the ball very well, and I think they're going to be able to win this game.
Next, we got Kansas Liberty. Kansas looks great. I'll talk more about that in a little bit.
Yeah, we're watching. The game's currently at halftime, and they're down 14. I don't think that matters. I think they're going to come back and win that. So next we got USC versus Drake or Michigan State. For the rest of this video, we're just going to assume it's Michigan State because I don't see Drake winning that. Michigan State lost to Michigan today, but they were at away, and I think the play-in game for Michigan State's actually beneficial because it helps them get used to the March Madness setting, and it's less of an away game, the second game. And I think an easy matchup against Drake's going to actually help them, and I think they're going to be a better away game team in the second matchup. So I think they'll be able to beat USC.
Yeah, I agree. It'll definitely benefit. All right, next we got Florida State, Navy. Even though Florida State lost to North Carolina a week ago, they're easily going to beat Navy still.
Yeah, so now we got Rutgers, BYU. I cannot stand Rutgers this year. Rutgers just lost to Nebraska, who lost to Iowa by 40 points. Rutgers, the game against Maryland, they were horrendous, scored 20 points in the first half, shut out for so long. It was like a 10-minute stretch. BYU, on the other hand, they've been looking good. I think they should be ranked as of right now, but they're very solid. I'm going to put them.
Yeah, just to add on a little bit, Rutgers looked so good earlier in the season. I don't know what happens.
Yeah, they look great in that game.
Alabama, Cleveland State, Alabama, easy dub.
Yeah. Now we got Zags Maryland. This maybe would have been closer if Maryland didn't fall apart against Northwestern. Maryland we're still very high on, though. I don't like this as a 9-1 matchup, though, to take them, and the Zags especially as a 1 seed, so there's no way they're going to beat the Zags.
Next, we got Colorado, Texas. I think if Texas beats Oklahoma, which we think they will, they would win this matchup. If they don't, Colorado will win. This is like a 50-50. I could see either one winning. Both teams have looked really good recently, but we're going to go with Texas.
Yeah, so now we got Wisconsin, West Virginia. We keep saying it. Wisconsin's overrated, especially in the Big Ten. West Virginia, I think it's disrespectful. They've moved down to a 3 seed after barely a loss to Baylor, and they went to overtime. West Virginia looked incredible that game. I don't think there's anything bad about that loss whatsoever.
Yeah. Next, we got North Carolina, Houston. Once again, Houston gets another easy matchup. North Carolina just lost to Syracuse. They didn't look very good in that game. Houston has looked great ever since that loss to Wichita State. They're going to win.
Yeah, Houston's been playing some angry basketball. So next we got Illinois, Uconn. Love the guard talent at Uconn. Illinois is such a big team, though, and they still have that guard talent as well. I think Illinois is going to blow them out. I think Illinois is a scary team.
Next, we got Wichita State, Kansas. My co-anchor definitely disagrees with me. I think Kansas, personally, I think besides that one loss, they've looked to Texas. That was a couple games ago. They've looked really good recently. Wichita State is on a 6-game win streak, beat a top 8 team in Houston, shot the ball really well. So they're going to win this game right now.
Especially in March Madness, Wichita State, they're shooting incredibly with Etienne and some other guys. Trey Wade was on fire yesterday. And Dexter Dennis, an NBA level defender, I think he's going to be able to lock some guys on Kansas down. So I think they're going to be able to be a March Madness team this year. Next, we got MSU versus Florida State. MSU, we're assuming they can get their act together on the road. If they can, they're going to be a very scary team. That loss against Michigan was not that bad just because it's Michigan. And Michigan was playing really angry after that game against Illinois. Florida State, on the other hand, hasn't been great recently. They lost to North Carolina, and that wasn't a great game they played. They're kind of they got out hustled against North Carolina, honestly, and they're known for hustle. So I don't know. I'm going to take Michigan State here.
Yeah, and lastly, in the round of 32, on the left side, it's Byu Alabama. Both teams have looked really good recently. I am high on BYU, but not up against SEC's Alabama. They're going to win this game.
Yeah, so now we got Zags, Texas. Texas is good, especially if they're able to win against Oklahoma on the road today. Zags are something special. Zags are going to win that.
Yeah. Next, we got West Virginia, Houston. This matchup happens like every time. West Virginia has that speed and transition offense. Houston has that defense and that rebounding and the size. We think West Virginia is going to outrun them, though. It will be close, but West Virginia is going to win.
Yeah, I think these seeds should honestly be switched as of right now. I think Houston's more deserving of that 3 seed, and West Virginia has the resume to be a 2 seed. So now we see Illinois, Wichita State. I have to put my bias aside. I like Wichita State, but Illinois can handle them on the perimeter, and they can handle them down low. Wichita State's also not a great defensive rebounding team, and Illinois is excellent offensive rebounding, so that's going to be a painful game to watch. Illinois is going to win.
Yeah. Next, we got MSU, Alabama. MSU's coming off of 3 straight wins. Let's make it 4. Just kidding. Alabama is a lot better than that team. They've looked really good recently besides that Arkansas loss. They're going to easily win this game.
Yeah, these SEC teams are honestly being slept on as of right now. I think they're going to make they're dark horses this year, especially. I think they're going to make some scary runs. So next we see Zags, West Virginia. I love the West Virginia as a 3 seed, especially in a different region. I could see them making a Final Four run. Zags with Time, Kispert, and Suggs. Suggs wasn't even named in the top 10, but 2 of the other guys were in the polls today. Zags are so good. They have so many star players, and they're actually fitting them all in together perfectly. They're so scary.
Yeah. All right, next we got Illinois, Alabama. I think this can be a very close game. I could definitely see Illinois or Alabama winning. Either one makes perfect sense to me. Illinois did lose to MSU, though. Alabama just beat MSU in this bracket. Let's just say they're going to win right now, but this is going to be very close.
Yeah, that's kind of one of those games where if it does happen, it could go either way. I could see a blowout either way. I could see it being a close game either way. It's crazy. So kind of a boring bracket on the left side so far, but we get a lot more interesting picks on the right side, as of always. So we see Baylor winning the first game.
Next, we got Oregon, LSU. LSU lost to Georgia a couple games ago. Oregon I think they beat Colorado or USC recently. They looked really good. We're going to go with Oregon.
Okay, now we got Oklahoma, Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky, that loss to Houston kind of showed they're not that NCAA team that can pull upsets. They lost by nearly 40 points. So Oklahoma, they're going to win.
Yeah, next we got Purdue, Winthrop. We've been very low on Purdue about a week ago. Since then, we looked at the comments, we looked at the schedule, we looked at all the stats. Purdue looks really good. We were wrong. They look really good. They're going to blow out Winthrop by at least 20 points.
Yeah, so now we got Texas Tech, Colorado State. Love Texas Tech. Matt McClung's insane, especially for March Madness. He's going to look great. Colorado State, don't see that 11 seed winning that game.
Yeah. Okay, we might be crazy. We probably are crazy. Villanova just lost their second best player to injury. MCL, he's out this season. South Dakota State has two people averaging over 16. The next up is averaging 15. They're shooting 40% from three. That is really good. We're going to go with the 14-3 upset. Let's see South Dakota State beat this team.
Yeah, the main reason behind this pick is especially their three-point shooting ability recently. They've been on fire from three, and I think in March Madness, that's going to maybe push them over the edge, especially against a weak 3 seed. Clemson, St. Bonaventure, I do not like either of these teams as of right now. Both coming off of really bad losses. St. Bonaventure, I believe, just lost to Dayton, and Clemson just lost to Syracuse. Clemson has a better resume as of right now. I think overall in the season they're more impressive, so I'll take them. I don't like that matchup though.
Also, low key, Syracuse has beaten North Carolina and Clemson in the last 2 games. They could make the tournament. Just watch out for them slightly. Okay, next we got
not as a bubble team. Yeah.
Ohio State's easy going to win.
Yeah, so now we got Michigan, Sam Houston State. That's Michigan.
Yeah. Next we got Missouri, Oklahoma. Honestly, if Missouri plays as they did a while ago, they'll win this game. They could come back to that form come March, but right now UCLA is playing better, and we're going to choose them.
Yeah. Now we got Virginia, Toledo. Toledo's a good 12 seed. Not really strong 12 seeds this year besides Wichita State. I'd say they're the second best 12 seed, but they're not even that great. Virginia, I think they have the experience to win.
Yeah. Next, we got Oklahoma State, Belmont. Even though Kate Cunningham had a little tweaked ankle today, they lost to Baylor, but it was a pretty good game up until he got injured. Belmont has looked really bad recently. They're going to easily win this game.
Yeah. Now we got Virginia Tech, VCU. Both teams, another bad 6-11 matchup, honestly. I could see the upset with VCU. Virginia Tech just recently lost, so I'll go for VCU here.
Yeah, next we got Arkansas, UNCG. Arkansas looks really good. We'll get into more of that later. They look so good.
Yeah, they're incredible right now. Arguably, if not the hottest team in the country. I think they're at 10 straight wins. They're a monster team. Next, we got Louisville, San Diego State. Louisville kind of hasn't really been showing as much as we would have thought earlier in the season. They've kind of been a disappointing team this year. San Diego State, on the other hand, they've been surprising. I think San Diego State will be able to win this one.
Next, we got Iowa, UMBC. Iowa's looked really good besides that. That loss to Michigan. Michigan's a great team, but Iowa just beat Nebraska by 40. They look really good. They're going to win.
Yeah, congrats, Iowa. You're no longer in the Zags region. Baylor, Oregon. Baylor, unbelievable game today against Oklahoma State. Every time Oklahoma State tried to come back, Baylor just hit a 3 or something and just shut them out.
Yeah, next we got Oklahoma, Purdue. This could be a pretty good game. Oklahoma's had great wins and I think they've lost a couple recently, though. We think they're going to lose to Texas tonight. Purdue, we said, looks really good. We have looked through stuff. They're going to win this game by about 8 or 10 points.
Yeah. So now we got Texas Tech, South Dakota State. Texas Tech's going to win this one. It's not going to be a close one. South Dakota State, congrats on beating Villanova. Not going to make it much further.
No. All right. Next we got Clemson, Ohio State. Ohio State's so lucky. They are so lucky. They get the worst 7th seed in Clemson. They're going to easily beat Clemson.
Yeah, that's going to be a blowout. Michigan, UCLA, or as my anchor likes to say, UCLA. We're gonna go Michigan.
Shout out to the first video when you said UCLA. Anyway, Virginia, Oklahoma State. Virginia has not been looking at the team they used to be recently. Oklahoma State has looked so good recently with Cade. We're going to have them winning.
Yeah, that game on the road against Baylor. Baylor is playing the best basketball. I honestly think the Baylor, after that loss to Kansas, has been playing the best basketball they have this season. They kind of got their act together, and Oklahoma State still played a very good game against them. They played almost 40 minutes with them. VCU, Arkansas. Arkansas, no explanation needed.
Yeah. Next we got San Diego State, Iowa. Once again, no explanation needed. Iowa.
Yeah, so now we got Baylor, Purdue. I think this is a great matchup. I think Baylor's really hot right now, but Purdue is incredible right now as well. I think going off of just straight up hustle, size, and star ability, I'm going Baylor just because Baylor's honestly quite similar to Purdue in 3-point shooting and kind of size in the paint and rebounding ability. But I think Baylor's just got a slight edge on them. But I really like Purdue and see that 4-1 upset. I could see Purdue pulling it off against Illinois or Michigan, maybe. But Baylor, I don't see it.
Yeah. Next we got Ohio State, Texas Tech. Now this is kind of interesting. Ohio State is coming off of, I think, 3 losses, Michigan, Michigan State, and Iowa. 2 of those teams are top 5 teams right now, though, so you can't take it too much against them. Texas Tech has looked really good, though, and especially with Mac McClung, we think he's going to be a star player in March Madness, and they're going to win this game.
Yeah, so now we got Oklahoma State, Michigan. Oklahoma State, I think if they were able to beat Baylor today, I think that kind of helped their case in this game. Michigan just played such angry basketball against Michigan State, though. Had this been a couple days ago, maybe I would have said Oklahoma State. Michigan's going to be able to win this one.
Yeah. Next, we got Arkansas, Iowa. Honestly, this is a very good game. Iowa has that 3-point ability, has that star player Luka Garza, but you can't go against Arkansas and how hot they are right now. So we're going to take Arkansas for now. I think come March could be Iowa, but we're going to go with Arkansas for now.
Yeah, Arkansas, we've been hyping them up for a couple weeks now, and they've just been going off since that Alabama game. Even before that, though, Baylor, Texas Tech has the talent in Matt McClung to get there. I don't think they're the role players. We kind of saw that similar to Oklahoma State today in Cade Cunningham. He didn't really have those players around him to hit the open threes when he needed. So I think Baylor's going to handle them quite well.
Yeah. Next, we got Michigan, Arkansas. Probably my favorite Elite Eight at this matchup at this point. Both teams, I can see them, if Michigan plays, not how they played against Illinois, but any other game you pick besides that Minnesota game, obviously. Any other game, I would say they're elite. Top 5 team still. But I'm still going to put Arkansas. They're so hot right now.
Yeah, Zags, we keep stressing it. Until they prove themselves otherwise, they're unstoppable. The people in the comments, you guys keep mentioning that, hey, the Zags really haven't played that great of talent in the past couple months. Earlier in the season, though, they did play West Virginia and Kansas, and they won both those games with relative ease. Even that West Virginia game, which although it seemed kind of close, they were without Suggs for most of the second half, and they were still able to pull ahead even while panicking. And since then, there hasn't been any scary games. Like Baylor had that scary game against Iowa State, which kind of foreshadowed that loss to Kansas. Zags haven't had any weaknesses recently. They're going to win.
Just to add on a little bit of Gonzaga, they beat Iowa. They played such good defense. They allowed Iowa to only shoot less than 20% from 3. They have not lost this season. You can't go against them right now. Okay. Baylor, Arkansas, both teams look really good right now. Baylor looks like they found themselves back again. They look scary. But once again, Arkansas is that hot team. Until they lose a game or get in a really close game, we're not going to bet against them.
Yeah, and so when we get to the final matchup, we keep taking the Zags. Zags haven't changed at all. Arkansas has been improving, but I don't know if they've improving enough. I think had I been picking this for my personal bracket, I would definitely take Arkansas just because it's a dark horse team, and most people are going to take the Zags this year. The Zags, if we're being realistic, I think the Zags are going to win this game. although I think there's a good chance Arkansas can. Arkansas, the top team in the nation as of right now, based on how they've been playing as of right now. Zags overall is the top team in the nation, so I'm going to have to put that ahead of Arkansas. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for today's video. Hope you enjoy our content and consider subscribing or even commenting. Thank you.